Grand Rising, everyone. Sorry about the technical difficulties and our late start this morning, but here I am, and let's go on with this show. All right, our daily affirmation today is I step into this week with clarity and courage and calm. I am aligned and unstoppable. Monday is foundation energy. This affirmation helps us to release anxiety, step into the week with confidence and direction. On to our word of the day, which is cultivate, which is a verb, which means to reach the highest point, peak, or decisive moment of something. Think of it as the movement everything, think of it as the moment everything has been working to come together. So whatever you're building today, let it culminate into something powerful. Our urban slang word of the day is pressure. Someone who is impressive, confident, or performing at a high level. A person who applies metaphorical pressure just by being excellent. Walk into the room like you are pressure, which you are. Morning, Ray. They feel like you belong. All right, on to our headline news. National news, SCOTUS strikes down tariffs. In a major 6-3 decision, the Supreme Court has ruled that several of the administration's global tariffs are unconstitutional, declaring the executive branch overstepped its authority by bypassing congressional trade powers. Second, historic nor'easter crisples northeast. A massive bomb cyclone has intensified unexpectedly, bringing up to 24 inches of snow to the northeast. Blizzard warnings are in effect from Maryland to Massachusetts, with thousands of flights grounded and states of emergency declared. Also, National Education Tech Initiative. The federal government has officially launched the Digital History Project today, a multi-billion-dollar initiative to digitize millions of civil rights era records for the public school curriculums nationwide. All right, on to New York. A total travel ban is in effect for non-emergency vehicles until noon today because of a historic blizzard. New York City schools are fully remote, and Broadway performances remain canceled throughout tonight. Community event today in New York is the Brooklyn Museum Futurism Exposition. Virtual tours are being highlighted today for residents stuck at home, showcasing the final week of the Muslim Futurism art installation. Los Angeles. Arraignment is scheduled today for Nick Reiner, the son of Rob Reiner, in a high-profile downtown courtroom, with public counsel assigned following the abrupt withdrawal of his private attorney. Los Angeles community events today is the SoCala Public Square discussion, a civic forum in downtown LA tonight, focusing on the future of urban microforests and local park sustainability. Chicago Public Schools are officially debuting the Cyber Future Initiative curriculum today, making AI ethics a mandatory subject for high school seniors starting this semester. Community event in Chicago today is the Trial in the Delta, a live student-led matinee performance of the Emmett Till trial recreation at the Collaboration Theater today at 1 p.m. Atlanta. The Atlanta City Council is reviewing a new Beltline ethic charter today, a local and legal framework to protect the historical and cultural integrity of art installations along the city's trial system. Atlanta's community event today is the Dalai Lama Illuminated Journey, a major digital art expedition opening today at the Oglethorpe University Museum of Art. Houston. The mayor's office has announced significant street closures today starting at 6 a.m. for the Polk Construction Expansion Project. Houston's community event today is the Woodson Black Fest Mixer, a community gathering tonight at the Houston Public Library to celebrate the local Black history and literature. Washington, D.C. Major federal landmarks, including Arlington National Cemetery, are closed today as the region recovers from the fringe effects of the Northeast blizzard. DC's community event today is the National Cathedral Recital, which has been canceled, but it was scheduled for 12:30 p.m. Miami. University of Miami officials are unveiling a new hemispheric health partnership today aimed at sharing medical data across the Caribbean to combat rising tropical diseases. Community event there today is the Classical Percussion Recital, a free public forum performance by Dr. C. Haji at the Forest School of Music tonight at 5 p.m. Tampa. Tampa Bay is finalizing a green shipping agreement today, officially committing to 100% renewable shore-to-ship power for all docked vehicles by 2028. Tampa's community event today is the Curtis Hickson Waterfront Showcase, a local community music event tonight featuring Tampa-based jazz and blues artists. Newport Richey. Good morning, Dad. The Recreation and Aquatic Center is launching a citywide active elders health drive today, offering free fitness assessments for residents over 65. Newport Richey's community event today is the Zumba Gold Toning, a community muscle toning session at the Van Buren Street Center today at 10 a.m. Milwaukee. Good morning, family. Milwaukee County is accepting the first round of public bids today for the massive Modern Wonders restoration project of the Mitchell Park Domes. Milwaukee's community event today is the Milwaukee Art Museum Mixers a MAM After Dark community event tonight focusing on local digital artists and creative technology. Vancouver. The Port of Vancouver is hosting a trade delegation from Ghana today to discuss a new green corridor for sustainable agricultural exports. The community event there today is the Business Networking Vancouver, a large-scale meeting for independent professionals today at 11:15 p.m. at Denny's Restaurant. Toronto. The Toronto City Council is voting today on the digital rights charter that will limit the use of facial recognition technology in private retail spaces. Toronto's community event is the Winter Stations 2026, the final full week of the interactive art installations on Woodbine Beach, free to the public. Kingston, Jamaica. The Ministry of Local Government is commissioning 3 new smart markets today, featuring solar-powered vendor stalls and high-speed public Wi-Fi. Community event there today is the Reggae Month, Rhythm of Resistance, a major cultural workshop today at the Institute of Jamaica, focusing on the history of reggae and the social tool. Montego Bay. A regional health summit opens today at the Montego Bay Convention Center, focusing on health data sovereignty for Caribbean nations. Montego Bay's community event today is the UPCJ National Youth Conference, a massive gathering of young leaders focusing on civic engagement and community development. Ocho Rios. St. Anne's officials are unveiling the first smart street light grid in Ocho Rios today, which doubles as public emergency alert towers. Community event there today is the Ocho Rios Street Art Preview, a town square gathering today featuring local sculptors and acoustic musicians. Negril. The Negril Reef Restoration Project is holding a brief public briefing today to report a 40% increase in coral survival rates in local nurseries. The community event there today is the Drifters Live Music Session, a traditional Monday afternoon community music event on the beach from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. Cayman Islands. The Cayman Cabinet is finalizing the Tokens Fund legal framework today, a move designed to make the islands a global hub for blockchain-based investments. Cayman Islands community event today is the Grand Cayman Heritage Week, a public showcase of traditional Caymanian craft making and traditional National Gallery. Bahamas. The Ministry of Engineering is facing pressure today as opposition leaders warn that the new energy reform deals could lead to spike in local power costs. Community event there today is the Rawson Square Business Showcase, a major community event today highlighting young Bahamian entrepreneurs and their startups. Nigeria. Authorities are investigating a major aviation accident after Air flight was forced into an emergency landing in Benin following an engine failure. Community event there today is Social Week Lagos, the final innovation day of the conference, focusing on digital tools that are scaling the Afrobeats movement globally. Ghana, the AU Integrated Committee for the African Continental Free Trade Area is holding its first 2026 working session in Accra today. Community event there is Africa Aquatics 2026, the final day of the regional swimming championships held at the Trust Sports Aquarium in Accra. The Netherlands. Dutch trade officials are hosting a Tech versus Terror summit today, debating how AI is changing the traditional European wine and agricultural industries. Netherlands community event today is the Rotterdam Architect Tours. Public tours of the city's newest modular floating districts are being held throughout the day. Vietnam. The Digital Ancient Quarter project in Hanoi is launching its VR tourism portal today, allowing for global virtual exploration of historic Vietnamese sites. Vietnam Communities event is the Hanoi Spring Flower Festival, a final wrap-up ceremony at the Ho Kim Lake honoring the year's top landscape designers. France. France has officially recorded its 35th consecutive day of rain, breaking a national record and causing significant flooding concerning along the Seine in Paris. France's community event is the Carnaval de Nice Parade of Lights, the massive nighttime illuminated parade along the Mediterranean waterfront. Germany, the enforced Traer Fair, a leading exposition for security and military personnel, officially opens in 2026 edition today in Nuremberg. The community event there today is the Berlin Tech Meetup, a gathering of AI developers at Factory Berlin today to discuss European ethics in generative technology. India, the Bihar Police Week celebrations are in full swing today, featuring a massive community engagement drive focused on women's empowerment and safety. India's community event today is the Hampi Heritage Festival, the final day of traditional light and sound displays at the UNESCO World Heritage Site. Trinidad. Tourism officials are reporting a record-breaking surge in carnival season arrivals this morning as the peak festivities begin. Trinidad's community event today is the Panyard Monday. Final public rehearsals tonight for the island's premier steel pan orchestras in Port of Spain. And Barbados. The Prime Minister, Mia Mottley, is meeting with local labor unions today to finalize the Resilience 2030 work share policy for public employees. Community event there today is the Whole Town Festival Folk Day, a celebration of Bajoun folk music, traditional costumes, and local culinary heritage in the heart of Whole Town. All right, on to the weather. New York. Heavy snow today. Weather is high of 35, low of 21. Los Angeles, cloudy with a high of 51. High of 80, low of 51. Chicago, cloudy with a high of 27 and a low of 22. Atlanta, sunny with a high of 38 and a low of 27. Houston, sunny with a high of 63 and a low of 41. DC, partly sunny with a high of 40 and a low of 25. Miami, sunny with a high of 63 and a low of 46. Tampa is sunny with a high of 60 and a low of 44. Newport Richey, sunny with a high of 51 and a low of 40. Milwaukee, cloudy with a high of 24 and a low of 18. Vancouver, light rain with a high of 45 and a low of 38. Toronto, cloudy with a high of 32 and a low of 23. Kingston, light rain with a high of 80 and a low of 67. Montego Bay, sunny with a high of 81 and a low of 70. Ocho Rios, sunny with a high of 81 and a low of 70. Negril, sunny with a high of 81 and a low of 73. Cayman Islands, sunny with a high of 78 and a low of 69. Nassau, sunny with a high of 69 and a low of 59. Nigeria, mostly sunny with a high of 94 and a low of 71. Ghana, sunny with a high of 100 and a low of 70. Netherlands, light rain with a high of 52 and a low of 47. Vietnam, drizzle with a high of 68 and a low of 62. France, light rain with a high of 50 and a low of 41. Germany, light rain with a high of 50 and a low of 41. India, sunny with a high of 91 and a low of 69. Trinidad, partly sunny with a high of 88 and a low of 74. And Barbados, light rain with a high of 80 and a low of 77. On to sports. In the NBA, we have the Thunder over the Cavaliers, 121 to 113. The Raptors over the Bucks, 122 to 94. The Hawks over the Nets, 115 to 104. The Warriors over the Nuggets, 128 to 117. The Mavericks over the Pacers, 134 to 130. The Hornets over the Wizards, 129 to 112. The Celtics over the Lakers, 111 to 89. The 76ers over the Timberwolves, 135 to 108. The Knicks over the Bulls, 105 to 99. The Trailblazers over the Suns, 92 to 77. And the Magic over the Clippers, 111 to 109. In the Major League Baseball, they are in spring training. They had games for spring training. Those scores are the Red Sox over the Blue Jays, 11 to 10. The Twins over the Braves, 8 to 1. The Cardinals over the Astros, 6 to 5. The Mets over the Yankees, 6 to 4. The Mariners over the Reds, 14 to 8. Tied game between the Tigers and the Orioles at 4. The Nationals over the Marlins, 16 to 8, and the Giants over the Cubs, 4 to 2. In college basketball, men's basketball, there was Wisconsin over Iowa, 84 to 71. Michigan State over Ohio State, 66 to 60, and Duke over Michigan, 68 to 63. International soccer, women's, it was Chelsea over Manchester United, 2 to 1. Manchester City over Sheffield, 4 to 0. And Arsenal over Bristol City, 3 to 0. In cricket, it was South Africa beat India, 187 to 111. And England beat Sri Lanka, 146 to 95. In Jamaican soccer, there was Du Beholden over Treasure Beach, 4 to 2. And it was a draw between Harbor View and Montego Bay United at 2. Today in sports, in the NBA, we have the Spurs and the Pistons at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Bally Sports and NBA Sports League Pass. We also have the Kings and the Grizzlies, 8 p.m. On NBA TV, and the Jazz and the Rockets at 9:30 on Space City Home Network and KJZZ. In baseball, spring training games continue. We have the Red Sox and the Rays at 1 on Bally Sports Sun. Yankees and the Pirates also at 1 on Yes Network and Sportsnet PT. Marlins and the Cardinals will be at 1:05 on Bally Sports Florida and Cruise Control. Twins and the Tigers at 1 p.m. on Bally Sports North and Detroit Tigers app. Braves versus the Orioles at 1 p.m. on MASN and Bally Sports Southeast. Mets versus the Blue Jays at 1:07 on SNY and Sportsnet. We have the Mariners and the Dodgers at 3 on Root Sports and Sportsnet's LA. The Cubs versus the Royals at 3 p.m. on Marquee Sports and Bally Sports KC. We have the Padres and the Brewers at 3:10 p.m. on Padres TV and Bally Sports Wisconsin, and the Phillies and the Nationals at 6 p.m. on NBC Sports Philly and MASN. In college basketball, men's and women's, we have the men's Houston and Kansas will be at 9 p.m. on ESPN. We also have in men's college basketball, Louisville and UNC at 7 p.m. on ESPN, and in women's, Georgia versus Auburn at 8:30 p.m. on SEC Network, and women's Kansas City and Baylor will be at 8 p.m. on Big 12 Now on ESPN Plus. Jamaican soccer today, we have Racing United versus Chapelton Maroons at 5 p.m. on Jamaica Sports TV, and also Arnett Gardens versus Spanish Town Police at 7:30 p.m. on Sportsmax. In cricket, we have Zimbabwe versus West Indies at 7:30 p.m. Willow Sky and TV Sports. In today's sport fact today, we have the 46-year freeze over. We all know the miracle on ice from the 1980 when a bunch of college kids beat the Soviets and took the gold. Well, did you know that since that historic night in Lake Placid, the United States men's hockey team has not stood on top of the Olympic podium? So for 46 long years, through heartbreak and silver medals, the U.S. men were frozen out of the gold. But yesterday, February 22nd, the curse officially shattered. In the thriller against Canada, Jack Hughes scored the overtime goal to seal a 2-1 victory. With Tom Brady and Wayne Gretzky watching from the stands, the U.S. didn't just win a game, they ended nearly half a century of waiting. It's the first time since 1980 that the American men are bringing home the hockey gold. So if you think your wait is too long, just remember, sometimes the greatest victories takes 46 years to perfect. All right, this show is going to be cut today. So at this time, I would like to thank our sponsors, Bello Burn Hot Sauce for the brave, the bold, and the hungry. Bello Burn, RAS Herbals, because your body deserves better. Colorane Candles, crafted to calm, designed to glow, and Universal Madness, the official sponsor of the Chief and Go Show. Not just fashion, a whole movement. So until tomorrow, family, this is your girl Mel B saying, have a good one, be safe out there, and see you tomorrow morning.